we're back. And today we're hanging out with Nana Aba, and she's dynamic. And you're listening to her, so let me shut up. You made a very good point about being stuck with the NDC, MPP, and how that is why we are where we are now. And I remember you said something else that I want to pick up. You said, we are not angry enough in Ghana.
Yes,
we are. People,
we are not. We are comfortable. We are just too comfortable with the NPP and the NDC. The president and his team made so many promises to us in 2016. And I am not going to sit here and say that the president hasn't worked. He's done well. I'm one of the firm believers of the free SHS. I know the NDC have their issues with the free SHS, but I keep asking my friends in the NDC that we don't have time to wait for you to build facilities, to build senior high schools before we tell our children to go to school. If this president believes that every child at that age must go to school and they must get free education, it must happen. I'd rather children in a congested classroom than children sitting at home for 1 year without education. As long as they're in the class and it's congested, it is not the ideal situation, but they are learning. And you hear NDC communicators running down the system just for political, points. And they just run their mouth, they run the system down. But there are children in the classroom learning. And so I think that the NDC is only scoring political points when they run the free SHS down. I'm a firm believer of the free SHS. But also, the president made certain promises to us, and we are not seeing those promises. For instance, you were so strong on job creation, jobs. And I said in my last, what got the NPP to attack me, that the president should be telling us how many jobs he's created. And somebody said, you are in the media, you should go and look for it. I can tell you for a fact that here we don't even have data. You don't have data on the number of it, but the president always say, oh, we've created jobs. How many jobs have you created? The same questions they were asking John Mahama, that John Mahama should tell us how many jobs they've created. You to tell us how many jobs you have created. Because there are so many unemployed people in this country. People went to the polls in 2016 to vote for President Akufo-Addo because they believed, number one, there were going to be factories in their districts. There were going to be jobs in their districts. In the 3 northern regions, they believed there were going to be dams in every village for them. Where are they? I'm not going to say that some dams have not been created. Some things have been done. But I feel that the president is a good man. I feel he has good intentions. But also, the system has a way of crippling the best intentions. I wish, one day the president will be given his social media pages to read comments. And it breaks my heart that the handlers of the president will post something on behalf of the president. And the comments under it are 80% insult from young people. The president travels, he has a successful meeting, and he's coming back with great news for the country. And he posted, or the handlers posted, and the first comment, Masa, we don't have food to eat. Our pockets are empty. And sometimes the language is vitriolic. It's so toxic. And it breaks my heart that young people feel they can go on social media and insult the first man of this country this way. It's because the politicians are not helping.
Yeah. And I've also, this is our society now. Look at the people who are like the torchbearers or the standards. Look at what we've said. They will name you some prophet with a name you can't even pronounce, and he is the one that people are listening to. They will name you. I don't know. That something has happened to all Ghanaians. We have set the bar so low, and we are unfortunately thinking that this low bar we have set is the standard.
And
we are not realizing that we're all performing below standard. Unfortunately, including all our leaders, our churchmen, everything.
It is sad.
So old men like me, we are saying
the media isn't helping either. The media isn't helping at all. I just feel, I don't know if it's a thing about media ownership. Now you have too many politicians entering the media space. Everyone wants to own a frequency because they know that it will come in handy. Election time, they can use that to do their work. And so you find that there is a professional. Hannah, for instance, can do the job. Hannah is a professional, but Hannah will not come and sing their chorus. So Hannah cannot sit on the radio. They'll go and bring someone who come and sit on the radio and insult President Akufo-Addo. And so once you're insulting President Akufo-Addo that way, then yes, you are the star of the station. But the real people who can do the job are out there. They're just left, you know, to the vagaries of the weather. Whatever happens to you, nobody cares. And that is why the standard has gone so low.
So low.
So low.
It's so
That's
terrible.
why. Yeah, that's why.
One point, yeah.
Yeah.
I was doing this school runs and I was telling the group of it. I says, look, it's so sad, so very easy to be excellent in Ghana. Because any little low bar you could jump over. Oh, Charlie, that's excellent. No!
Yeah.
It's not acceptable. It's below standards. But now let's talk about you a bit personal. Now that we have done our national politics and everything. Is Nana Aba going to get married? I hear there are some candidates waiting in line.
This question. I mean, if you're a woman and you're not married and you don't have too many men chasing you, then you should know you have a problem. Yes, I have. I'm happy that I get men, you know, hitting on me. But
do you intimidate men?
I think so. I think so. But the bold ones always stand out. I think I intimidate men unknowingly, or I don't. I mean, they just find me intimidating. You know, they've just created a certain perception about Nana Aba in their heads. And so there is absolutely nothing you can do to change that. It takes time to break it sometimes. So, for instance, you meet a man who likes you, but he feels that you're on a certain level. And I'm asking myself, then level? I mean, I don't even know this level that people talk about. That they feel you're on a certain level. You are there and they are here. And they don't know how to get even here with you. But the truth is that you could be here and I'm probably here. You know, but there's a certain perception that has been created about a lot of women in the media, a lot of women in the limelight. And it's a problem. I'm not single though.
You're not single?
No.
So who are you dating? Or that one is?
Oh, some lucky man.
Some lucky man.
He should consider himself lucky.
He's watching you.
I know he'll be watching, and I know he'll text and say, "Don't be silly." Yeah, but yes, I'm not single. Marriage is such an interesting area for me. I mean, I get people asking me, "When are you going to get married?" And I'm like, "When are you dying?" This is not a question you ask anybody. I mean, if we all had the opportunity, we'll all be married. If we all had the opportunity, we'll all be Bill Gates. We'll all be Dangote. But God has a plan for every single person. I want somebody to pull up any part of the Bible that says that every woman must get married or every man must get married. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it is there. If marriage happens, fine. There are people who are married but very single.
There
are single, married people. There are people, you know, sometimes you say you live happily ever after. Some people live sadly ever after. So would you rather be in a toxic relationship or be happy outside?
It's so sad because the society is such that even if you're in a toxic marriage, it's respected. You
have to stay there. People are suffering. People are suffering. If marriage comes my way, I'm not going to say, "Oh, I'm not going to get married." If it doesn't, I'm not going to go around crying because I'm not married. I am very happy. I am fulfilled. I have a son I adore. I have a man who loves me to bits. I have men who are crazy about me. If this man in my life misbehaves, he knows that there are others knocking on the door. They are actually praying and fasting for him to make a mistake. There's no pressure to get married.
Yeah.
There's no pressure. I mean, my sisters are married.
Okay.
My sisters are married, and I'm so happy for them.
Yeah.
No one in my family, none of my sisters will ask me when I'm getting married. Not even my mother. My mother is happy to see me. She feels that I'm happy. As long as I'm happy, she's happy.
She's fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that we need to change that way of thinking. That a woman is only complete when she's married.
When she's married. Okay.
No, it is not true. Marriage is a bonus. If you get married and it's a good marriage, it's a bonus.
How's your son? How's you and your son though?
Oh, he's a big man now.
He's a big man now.
Yeah.
19.
He's independent, sadly.
Yeah. Well,
sadly, he's independent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't even... He only calls me when he needs money. It's so sad. I don't know why men are... I wish I had a daughter.
Really?
Yeah. Because my son, I mean, some things are not such a big deal to him.
I'm sure one of the candidates will be very, very happy to try giving your daughter very, very soon.
I mean, someone has tried to convince me to have a child, but I don't know if I don't know. I'm happy with my son. You know, I'm really happy with my son. And it is okay to have one child.
It is.
Yeah, it is okay to have one child. I'm happy. I mean, something, I don't know. But when I see my friends with their kids, babies, I get so excited. At that moment, I feel my ovaries, you know, being tickled. But I just think about, because, you know, the other thing I don't like, I don't want anyone to take care of my child.
You want to do it yourself?
I want to do it myself. And I look at my schedule and I'm thinking, would I have time for my child? I don't like nannies. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it would happen. If it doesn't, I'm not going to kill myself.
Did I hear the rumors that you might leave the media and go into teaching, or is that a rumor I heard?
No, I have actually come close to leaving the media a couple of times. But I will, because I want to teach.
Really?
I want to teach. I want to get a PhD. I want to teach. That's what I want to retire to. I don't want to do the media forever. I'm actually tired of the media.
You are?
I need my life. I feel that I've lived my life for people for too long, and
Live your life for people?
yeah, everything I do is news. I'm eating banku. In the next minute, it's a headline. Nana Aba shares video of herself eating banku. Don't you eat? I can also eat, you know. And I just think that I need to give back. And the only way that I know is to teach, is to impart knowledge. And I enjoy doing that. I enjoy grooming people. And I think it's something a lot of people have failed to do. We are not mentoring enough.
You have quite a good few mentors that speak about you publicly.
Yeah.
You have, is it Kamini?
Kamini.
She was here once.
She was,
yeah. And then Sewa also when she got the award.
Sewa is my, I don't know how, she's my trophy mentee. You know, because the other people I have mentored came from similar backgrounds. So it wasn't difficult at all. They were interested in the media. They already knew what was going on. They loved the news. When I met Sewa knew nothing about news. And that was a challenge for me. I just felt that I've had people who know news, who follow the events, they follow the trends. But this girl is different. Sewa had a different lifestyle. Sewa was the girl who wore big hair, long lashes, long nails, skimpy dresses. And she wanted to be in the media, but she was lost. And at the time, every single person looked down on her. They all thought that this girl is useless. She can't do it. And so when she came to me, and she was introduced to me by my cousin, Beiswa Dewuna Hammond. And so Beiswa said to me that there is this girl. She says she wants me to mentor her, but I don't know how to do this. And so I think you should meet her. And when I met Sewa, I looked at her and I said to her, no, you are not for me. I don't know what I'll do with you. And we went through a few conversations, and listening to her, I just saw a girl who was ambitious, but she didn't know where to start from. She was lost, she didn't know where to go, she didn't know who to talk to, because every single person she spoke to, if it's a man who didn't want to sleep with her, it was a man who thought that, no, you can't do it. You know, look for something, do something, something else. You can't do it. So she came up to me and she said, Nana Aba, I want to do news. And I looked at her and I said, no, you're not ready for news. When you're ready for news, I will let you know. But until then, we need to be talking. You know, and I said to her that if you want to do news, in news there's something called noise. Your hair is noisy. Your lashes are noisy. Your nails are noisy. People must focus on just the news. And she said, hey, I can't do without my big hair. As for the lashes, hey, never, I can't take it off. I said, okay, you're not ready for news. You know, you're not ready for it. Until one day, it hit her like a missile. She had a horrible experience, very horrible experience. You know, and then she came crying to me. And she said, I am ready. She took off her hair, took off her lashes, and she said,
really?
I don't want this again. I can't do this again. Whatever you want to do with me, I'm ready to learn. And that for me was a turning point for Sewa. And Sewa didn't even know at the time who the EC chairperson was. She didn't know who the Attorney General was. She had no idea. So I said to her that you need to delete all the apps on your phone that distract you and download the BBC app, download CNN app. You need to get My Joy Online. Every morning you need to be on My Joy Online. You need to be on City FM. You need to be on Star FM. This is what you have to be reading for the next couple of months. And it was difficult for her.
Wow.
Yeah, it was difficult for her. So she started gradually. And then once in a while, I'll throw in a book that you need to read this book, you know. So she picked up gradually, and today, look at Sewa, she's winning awards as the newscaster. You know, and I look at her, and I don't praise her much. I don't tell her how good she is much, because she has a penchant of just getting carried away. She feels, the moment I say, everybody can say, oh, Sewa, you're doing very well. And she feels they are lying, they are exaggerating. When it comes from me, she thinks this is the gospel. And she will just relax. So I don't tell her much. You know, when she watches the show, she'll be so happy to hear me say this. But yes, you know what next. So I'm very proud of her, and I feel that I can do more with other people. I can do so much more, and I can do it through the classroom. Yeah, and that's why I want to teach.
Get some love. Oh, thank you so much for coming here and joining us and having this wonderful chat.
Absolutely.
And I'll bring you back some other time, because I want
Definitely.
to get some more information. I didn't get to other areas, but we don't have the time.
Oh, there are more areas.
Oh, yeah, there are a few more areas.
We have covered all the areas.
No. We haven't done your Tramodas thing.
Oh, Tramadol.
That deserves a whole new.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for
show us some love one more time, y'all. Nana Aba Anamwa. Stick around, we'll be right back.
The KSM Show.